okay, I believe. Okay, you all are able to listen to what I am saying, isn't it?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
great, 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 great. So today our topic of understanding would be the difference between error and measurement. Okay, errors in measurement and mistakes. So let's try and understand the difference between the two things, errors and mistakes. Okay. So all those who have not muted the audio, see, you can mute it, and you can, if you want to speak something, then unmute, and you can carry on with your doubt, so that the things go smoothly in the session. Hopefully everybody is ready for this. Yes, Ananya, am I audible to you people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, great, great. Sure. Now let's move ahead and let's try understanding the difference between error and mistake. So far as English is concerned, we all understand one thing, mistake and error mean one and the same thing. But so far as science is concerned, there is difference between errors and mistakes. Mistake is something, okay, mistake will be something which happens because of carelessness. Say for example, I ask people to perform some experiments in laboratory, and these people do it out of carelessness. Obviously their readings would go wrong, so what they have committed is mistake. So mistake is something which will happen because of carelessness, friends. Okay, that can be completely avoided. Now how? I'll tell you. Okay, let's understand it this way. If I tell students that you would get marks only when you perform the experiment seriously, or else you won't get your marks. What will happen is the students would be serious about it, and they would perform the experiment properly again, and they would come up with the right values, right? And that's how you can avoid the mistake completely. You may be in a position to avoid, okay, taking care. You can completely avoid the mistake, but same thing won't happen when it comes to error. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that problem regarding muting is done. Okay, done with. Fine. So what happens with error? So mistake, when we talked about mistake can be taken care of by hook or crook, but error is something which won't happen on somebody else's account. It is bound to happen because of the certain reasons under which we cannot control things. Okay, like for example, if a color blind person is asked to see the spectrum and measure the width of the spectrum, so he would end up measuring it in a very different way than the true one, okay, or the correct one. But that doesn't mean that he has purposefully done that, but still there is some discrepancy in measurement, and that discrepancy will come under error. So difference between mistake and error is, mistake you can completely eliminate by taking care, but errors you can minimize them, but you cannot completely eliminate them. Now if a space shuttle has to be launched, still errors would be there in NASA calculations and ISRO calculations, I'll tell you. But the only thing is they also cannot eliminate the error to 0%. But what they can do is they can minimize the errors, and ultimately they will ensure that the things happen under the accountable conditions basically. So you cannot eliminate error completely, but you can eliminate mistake. That's the difference between mistake and error. So today our topic would be majoritarily dealing with what error is, what type of different errors we come across in our studying science, and how to minimize them. You cannot eliminate that completely. What are the types, how to minimize them, and more importantly, for an error to be understood, we need to know how much error is involved in a quantity. You cannot be simply, you have to be very specific about, if you are measuring velocity, you should be very specific. okay, the amount of error is so and so percent in this measurement. If you are not specific about the measurement, error measurement in your measurement of the quantity, then whatever analysis you would do further would have, these errors would get multiplied there. And ultimately it will be a wrong analysis. Okay. So let's talk about what error is then. Okay. Give me a minute. You can see error, you call it as amount of uncertainty in the measurements of physical quantity. Okay, the magnitude of physical quantity. This is error. So then what is mistake? Mistake is the wrong measurement due to complete carelessness, which can be completely eliminated. But error is something different. So how do we define error technically, friends? Error is the amount of uncertainty in the measurements of magnitude of physical quantity. How do you estimate error? So obviously there will be always a true value of any physical quantity. Important thing for us to understand over here is we can never ever reach true value. Nobody can claim, even from a person, scientist from NASA cannot claim that he has estimated the true value. Yes, what he can do is he can try to reach the value near the true value, very near to true value. We call it as most probable value. Okay, but then there will be always, that means there will be always difference between measured value and true value, and that difference between the measured value and the true value, we will term it as error so far as mathematics is concerned. But so far as defining error is concerned, error will be defined as amount of uncertainty involved in measurement of magnitude of a physical quantity, friends. Okay. Hopefully this thing is pretty clear to everybody. I want the responses from your side. Maitri and Reva, you can say you have understood what error is. You can unmute and speak. Yeah, Maitri. Yes. Any of you can speak whether the things are clearly visible to you. Am I audible to you? Yeah, who wants to speak? Brunal?
No, sir, I'm just.
You can unmute and speak. Unmute your mic and speak. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the type of errors. Ananya, are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, Ananya. At least I got the feedback from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the next thing which we need to do over here is we need to understand the different types of errors, friends. So let's see what all things constitute errors and what are the different types. The first one would be the instrumental error. Now this error occurs on the account of, okay, this error will occur. Instrumental error is the first error. The second one, let's talk about the total errors first. So the types of errors. First one is instrumental error. Second one is systematic error. The third one is random error. And the fourth one is personal error. Now there are big things to be understood over here. How is personal error different from the mistake and other stuff? So we will come to those points one by one. Okay. So please take a quick screenshot of this before we move ahead towards the next slide where we will discuss about these errors. Okay, hopefully done. Let's start discussing about the different types of errors, friends. The first one is instrumental error. So why it occurs? So important thing, it will occur because of the use of faulty instruments. Now, you might have seen vernier calipers where the zero of the vernier scale has to coincide with the zero of the main scale. Now, if that zero does not coincide, then whatever you measure with the vernier scale is bound to, get engulfed some errors in that. So that type of errors which occur due to faulty instrument, it's not the fault of the user, right? So it will all get categorized under instrumental errors. Systematic error. Now let's talk about systematic errors. What are systematic errors? So they occur due to some definite cause or they take place according to some rule. Say for example, you are depicting the direction with the help of a magnetometer box or a magnetic needle on the ground. Okay, you are trying to depict the direction of where north is basically. But the ground on which you are performing this experiment, say example, has a stray electric field over it. Stray electric field matlab, there are poles of electric field which moves over the ground where you are performing this experiment. Then because of that electric field, what will happen? There will be some magnetic field generated. That magnetic field will interact with the magnetic needle, and the magnetic needle will not give you the correct direction, correct north. So it has happened because of a specific rule or some definite cause. There was no mistake of a person who was performing that experiment. So such type of errors will get categorized under systematic errors, friends. Okay. So this is something bound to happen when you perform experiments. The next type is random errors, friends. When we talk about random errors, okay, why they take place and how that happens, okay. So they occur randomly with irregular intervals, okay, and that can happen due to the change in conditions, friends. Now, when I say change in conditions means if temperature keeps on changing, maybe you are performing the experiment in summer, winter, or rainy season. The pressure keeps on changing at times. Okay, so these all changes will add to some errors in the measurement. Such errors would be categorized under random errors, friends. Okay, so this is something which we need to understand. Okay, let's talk about personal errors. Now, when I say personal errors, how are they different from mistakes? Mistakes, they will happen because of carelessness. That means a person is able to do the experiment properly, but carelessly that person is not doing it. That is mistake. But when we talk about personal error, they occur due to the limitation of human senses, judgment, carelessness. So, nahi aayega, you just remove this word. Okay, no, it's not carelessness. Responses, you can say. Because as I said earlier, if a person is a colorblind person and he comes up with a wrong reading of a spectrum, obviously you cannot consider it as a mistake. It will account for personal error basically. Okay. So these are different types of errors which we need to understand. Now the next thing, the first thing is what is error? Second thing, how is it different from mistake? Third important thing, what are different type of error? This slide shows you what are different types of error, friends. All right. And apart from that, now the important thing is how to minimize these errors and how to measure these errors. Okay. So we are moving towards the crucial part of it now. Before we do that, I expect you to take a screenshot so that these things would serve as notes. Okay. So here, my dear friends, see to it that this word carelessness is removed. Okay, because that won't amount to personal error. You consider it as a mistake basically. That can be eliminated. Okay, hopefully you have taken a screenshot of this. Let's move ahead then. Okay. Should we move ahead, Reva?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now the important thing which comes into picture, and that is how you calculate errors. Okay, ready for it? Okay. First thing, whenever you calculate error, say for example, there are three people who are asked to measure the length of a pencil, and they come up with three different readings. Okay, so out of those three readings, because the pencil is same, the length is same, but three different people are measuring it. So there will be slight difference in measurements. So they will come up with three different readings. So the first thing what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to take the most probable value. And that most probable value is nothing but the average value, friends. You can see. If there are n number of readings, it will be an. Three readings, a1 plus a2 plus a3 divided by 3, or if it is n divided by n. First thing what you do is you find out the most probable value, friends. Okay, this is how you find out the most probable value. Right. Then after finding out most probable value, that is the mean of all the values, you will get, okay, this is how you can represent it. Okay, this is something new which you need to understand. 1 by n, and this sign says summation. Summation मतलब क्या? Addition of all this. A1 से लेके an तक addition. So summation of an, where n will have values from 1 to n. This is what they say. Okay. So this is how you can represent it. But it means the same thing over here. You can. And this sign stands for sigma. Sigma or summation. You will constantly use this sign in calculus here onwards, friends. Okay. So let's move ahead then. First thing is to find out most probable value. You know how you work out the most probable value. Then the second important step in estimating error is to find out mean absolute error. Now, how do you find out mean absolute error? So let's have a quick look. Okay. So these two signs stands for mod or modulus. Modulus. Okay. Modulus का मतलब क्या है? Whatever answer you get, positive or negative, just consider the positive part of it. Okay. So you will find out modulus of delta A. Now how you measure delta A? You can see A mean minus A. Now if A mean minus A comes out to be negative, the modulus means just consider the positive part of it. Okay. This is how you work out the mean absolute errors. Because errors जो है ना वो कभी subtract नहीं होंगे. They will always get added only. Okay. So not always they would go according to the exact mathematics. So that's why while finding out mean absolute error, we have used the concept of modulus over here. Okay, I hope you all know the understanding regarding modulus. So A mean minus A, friends. Okay, let's move ahead. Then after that, you are supposed to find out relative error. So that means how you define mean absolute error? It's the average of, come on, modulus of most probable difference between most probable value and the true value. Okay, this is what you can say. Average value and the true value is absolute error. Whatever the measured value, sorry, it's not true value, it's a measured value. This A can have value of A1, A can have value of A2, and so on. Okay. The third important step is to find out relative error. Now, when you try to find out relative error, you need to know how you define relative error. Okay. So relative error is defined as the ratio of mean absolute error to the most probable value. So mean absolute error कैसे calculate किया हम लोगों ने? Delta A. Okay, so it will be delta A divided by most probable value is A mean. So you can see. Great. So this is how you work out relative error. And finally, after getting relative error, the next step is to find out percentage error. Okay. So percentage error कैसे निकालेंगे? Relative error multiplied by 100. Now you have the formula for relative error. Okay, just multiplied by 100, you get the percentage. So out of all the readings given, A1, A2 till AN, you follow these basic steps and you find out the percentage error. We will solve some problems on this. Okay, before we solve some problems on this, just make a note of this entire schedule or sheet basically. Okay, hopefully the things are worked out over here. I believe things are pretty clear till here. One of you can just give me the feedback if you are okay with this. Then we proceed forward in understanding errors, friends. Any one of you can speak, unmute and speak. Ananya, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
I mean, we are understanding.
Okay, great. So let's move ahead then. Okay. Fine. We are supposed to find out the error. Now, the important thing, if you have a notebook with you, I can tell you how to minimize error. Okay. So there are some steps how to minimize error, friends. So minimizing error, how can you minimize error? So error can be reduced, or I won't say eliminate, but you can reduce them. How you reduce them? By taking as many readings as possible for the average. More number of readings, the good average you get. Okay, this is one way of reducing error or minimizing error. Secondly, take large number of readings to minimize error. Third important thing, you ensure that the instruments are not faulty. Fourth important thing, you see to it that the uh, conditions like temperature, pressure, they don't change while the experiments are being performed. So if you take all these care, basically you will see that the errors are minimized in an experimental calculation basically. Okay, this is what you are supposed to do as a student of science, friends. Okay, whenever you perform experiments. So just give me a moment so that I can share some problems with you on errors. अभी तो हम लोगों ने calculate कैसे करने का वो बताया है, but we have to share the problems also. Okay, just give me a moment. No, not this one. We will share some problems. Okay, just give me a moment so that I share the problems with you. Yes, friends. So let's talk about some numericals where we start measuring errors, and there are certain rules also. All right. So interesting thing, in your examination you would come across such kind of problems. Okay. Hopefully you are ready with the pen and pencil. Okay. So here comes the question, friends. The side of an object measured by the means of vernier calipers is 3.25 centimeter. If the least count of the vernier is 0.01 centimeter, estimate the percentage error in measurement. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this and think about how we will work out. Now we have to find out the percentage error over here in the measurement of the side of an object, friends. Okay, so hopefully you all are ready for that. The first thing is the most probable value is given to you. You have only one reading, that is 3.25 centimeter. So A mean will be this reading only, 3.25 centimeter. So A mean is known to you. Then least count. Let's talk about the least count of vernier. Okay, that is 0.01 centimeter. Is anybody having any idea regarding what least count of an instrument is? Anybody who wants to speak regarding the least count? Randomly, if you want to speak, you can unmute and speak so that it becomes more of interactive thing. Okay, I believe nobody wants to speak. Anybody wants to speak? Yes, Maitri Kale, Kema, Ananya, Dunal Mahajan. Anybody who wants to speak? Whosoever wants to
Sir?
speak? Yes.
The minimum count any instrument can give.
Yeah. Okay. So precisely, more or less precisely correct. Concentrate here. Now, what she's trying to say is the minimum count which you can measure with the instrument. That means 0.01 सेंटीमीटर तक के आप measure कर सकते हो without any error. Beyond that, if you measure, it will be with error. Okay, and you cannot measure beyond that also. You try to measure it, it will be with error. So this is a count without error. So the whatever you measure till this 0.01 centimeter, it will carry an average absolute error of 0.01 centimeter in whatever readings which are being measured by vernier caliper. So indirectly, what I mean to tell you is the least count of an instrument itself will be the average absolute error. Are you getting it? So in a way, most probable value is given to you, average absolute error is given to you, and you are supposed to find out percentage error. So let's see how you work it out. Concentrate. So the most probable value is given to you 3.0. Okay, here it is mentioned as 3.25. Here they have taken it as 3.025. So the values के बदले में you just values don't matter over here. You can just see if you are taking 3.025, the calculations will be according to 0.025. Okay, that doesn't mean that the procedure is going wrong. The calculations may vary as per this. And delta y, or this sign is also delta y. That there in that slide we have shown this with a triangle, if you all remember. Here delta y also represents the same thing. The triangle also represents delta, and this also represents delta. Okay, so delta y is 0.01 centimeters. Both are in centimeters basically. So percentage error, you know, delta y upon y multiplied by 100 will be the percentage error. So if you know the values, just substitute the values. So 0.01. So here see they have taken the corrected value, friend. 3.25. So here by mistake this 0 comes into picture. This is a typological error. Okay, so you take this into consideration. This is a typological error. Here the value which is taken into consideration is 2 only.
Huh?
Yes, Reva, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So when you actually work it out, when you solve this, you can find out the percentage error. Okay. And when you actually solve it at home, you will come to know that this percentage error comes out to be 0.28%. So this is something which we needed to understand, friends. Okay. तो क्या समझ में आया हमको? The first thing, what is error? How is it different from mistake? What are different types of error? How you can minimize them? The next point, you cannot eliminate them 0% to 0%. They will always exist, but you can minimize them. I gave you the methods of minimizing them. And finally, we established a method to calculate them. So here is the first example or the problem which we have worked out to find out the percentage error in measurement. So please take a quick screenshot of this before we move ahead towards a comparatively complicated problem. Okay, hopefully you are done with this. Let's move ahead. So there are different parameters which will come into existence over here. Like for example, if you talk about this problem, they talk about the side of a cube, you can see, and it's measured to be 20.44. Okay, that means the value is measured as 20.44 and with the value plus minus 0.02. मतलब क्या 20.44 के 0.02 प्लस हो सकता है या 0.002 माइनस हो सकता है. That means this is the amount of average absolute error given to you. ये प्लस माइनस के बाजू में जो भी वैल्यू आएगा, that is uncertainty. That is average absolute error, friends. And what is 20.44? That is the most probable value. So you know average absolute error, you know most probable value. Can we find out percentage error in this case? So we know we have our basic step very well written over here. So delta y is 0.02, average absolute error. Y, which is most probable value in this case, is 20.44. And percentage error, you all know, it is delta y upon y multiplied by 100. So this is how you are supposed to find out the percentage error. Now you just simply substitute the values and ultimately you end up getting the percentage error as 0.098%, friends. Okay. So you are getting the value as 0.098%. Are you getting it? So take a screenshot of this. I'm showing you all type of problems which can be asked in entrance or your college examination based on measurements. We have already started with the syllabus, friends. Okay. So you just take a screenshot of this. This is another type of problem which you may encounter in your exams. Hopefully done. Let's move ahead towards the next type. Okay. Yeah. Here comes another problem, and this is related to micrometer screw gauge. It says the diameter of a metal bob is measured by means of micrometer screw gauge, and that value is, the diameter ka value is 2.46 centimeter. They say if the least count of the screw gauge is 0.001 centimeter, then calculate the percentage error in the measurement. Again, you are supposed to find out percentage error. So for percentage error, you need two things. One is most probable value, that is 2.46. Second thing, average absolute error, that is the least count. So when you have these two values, you have the formula for it. What is the formula, friends? Y is 2.46, most probable value. Delta y is the average absolute error, that is 0.01 centimeter. Percentage error, how you work it out? Okay, so delta y upon y into 100. Substitute the values, and when you substitute and actually work it out at home, you will find that this percentage error comes out to be 0.01%. Okay, so this is how you work out percentage error in any measurements in lab you can. Okay, so take a screenshot of this before, if we can see, we can try one more problem on this error, so that today's consultation regarding error would be over. Okay, so please take a screenshot of this before we move ahead towards one more problem if possible. Okay, hopefully done. Let's move ahead. Here comes, okay, here comes a problem, where you need to apply a concept. The voltage is given 40 plus minus 0.2 volt, and current is given 4 plus minus 0.1 ampere, and they are expecting what is the percentage error in the resistance. Now, what is the formula for resistance as per Ohm's law, friend? Resistance will be given as V by I. So V is 40 plus minus 0.2. I is 4 plus minus 0.1. So whatever is the error in voltage and whatever would be the error in current, percentage error in current, that would reflect in the percentage error in resistance. But you should know how resistance depends on potential difference and current. Okay, in 10th standard you might have studied the formula for resistance, V by I equal to R. So percentage error in voltage you can estimate is a delta V by V. So that will be, you can see 0.2 plus 4 by 40 into 100. So 0.5%. Okay, here you can see, just put it as equal to sign over here. Then find percentage error in current. Here mistakenly it's written voltage, it's current I. So that will be given as delta I by I, isn't it? Delta I kitna hai? 0.1 ampere from the information given. And what is I? The most probable value in current, 4 multiplied by 100. When you substitute it, you get this as again a equal to sign over here, pi by 2%. Now, as I said, the errors will always get added, even if it is V divided by I. Resistance is V divided by I. Even if it is V divided by I, it will get added. Errors will never get subtracted, even if it is division or multiplication. Multiplication bhi raha do quantities ke beech mein, you will always add the errors. If there is a division between two quantities, you will always add the errors. So these errors then further become, you can see, delta R by R in 100 multiplied by 100, that is the percentage error in resistance, that will be equal to delta V by V into 100 plus delta I by I into 100. So that amounts to, you can see, 0.5% plus pi by 2%. So the total percentage is, when you take the LCM, you will come to know that it is 3%, friends. So this is how you can work out. Okay, so interesting thing so far as errors is concerned. So hopefully you have understood today's session. Reva, Ananya, Swarali, Bola.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So tomorrow again you will get the invitation for the same time. And I'm sorry for today's. You can see today's what I meant to say. आज जो कुछ हुआ, I was shown on another lecture or what.